We never even did that in 2020, so we're doing that now, but you never know.
Yeah. Oh, I know they won't, but you know, you choose one to go to do it.
I know there was some discussion of it in 20 and 21, but it never enacted anything. And it was court ruling for statutory changes. Yeah.
I think the kids are thinking. No. No, they're not looking at me today. I'm gonna.
Hello?
Then they deported.
Anybody on the phone?
Jason York, David Smith.
Good morning, gentlemen. Can you hear us? Okay. Counselor? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and the pledge of allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we call upon you this morning to guide our meeting. May our thoughts align with what your will is for us to accomplish. Show us your will each day that we may bring glory to you. We thank you for the seasons in our beautiful valley we call home. We equally thank you for the seasons of life many of us have the blessing and opportunity to enjoy. We thank you for the youth that have joined us in the meeting this morning. Guide them and all our youth in our communities to make good choices. Help them daily in their lives so they can achieve their dreams and goals. They are growing up in a complicated world that is full of temptations and false hopes. We pray that you'll protect them and have their choices be in accordance with your will. Lord, this morning we honor an employee for her dedicated service. We thank you for her life of service and all our employees that provide services to everyone in the county. We thank you for their dedication and hard work. We pray for their health, safety, and your blessings upon them. We humbly present these things in your name. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. We have some additions, and the director will note them.
Commissioners, additions, changes to the agenda not previously posted. There's two of them. In Human Resources, reclassified benefits and claims specialist to a benefits specialist to include pay grade 6. This is a salary board action. And in Human Resources, reclassify HR generalist from pay grade 8 to pay grade 6. This is also a salary board action.
I'll move to approve the changes to the agenda.
A second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Now, convening Commissioners Public Meeting at this time. Ask for minutes of the previous meeting to be approved.
I'll move to approve.
A second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. No public comment on agenda items only at this time.
None online.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be at 2.0 Service Awards.
Commissioners, we're going to recognize Jill Schuman from Voter Services for 10 years of service.
All right, Forrest?
Good morning.
All right, Forrest.
Thank you, Commissioners, for making the time today to recognize Jill Schuman, who has been with the county for 10 years. And in the world of running elections, I think that rounds up to a million, something like that. I think Jill's been in voter services for 3 presidential elections at this point, and I think that's 3 more than she wanted to see now that she's seen them. But we couldn't have done all of those elections without her. Jill has been critical to the success of voter services. I'm thankful for her dedication, her work ethic, and her attention to detail over these years. Elections are massive projects that take months to plan and to carry them out. They always require outside help from other county departments and our poll workers, but the full-time staff in voter services, they are the core of that effort. It's important to recognize the full-time voter registration staff like Jill and express appreciation and support because a lot has changed in elections during her 10 years on the job. For one thing, elections have become a lot more complicated to carry out. We had Act 77 in late 2019. It introduced major election code changes where it feels like at the county level we're now running 3 elections at a time. We're still running the in-person voting. We also have to run a second election by mail for thousands of people who want to vote that way. And even a third election for all the people who are coming into the office before Election Day to request mail ballots over the counter. So all 3 of those things are going on at once. So when I think about all the election directors, the voter registration staff who have left their jobs since Act 77, I am thankful that we still have a core of full-time employees at Lycoming County who have stuck it out. We're up at this point to 30 of Pennsylvania's 67 counties that have lost a director or a deputy director since Act 77 passed. And no one has formally tracked all those lower level staff departures. Over 500 years of combined election administration experience has evaporated in Pennsylvania over just 2 years. And so that makes us extraordinarily lucky that we have our core full-time staff in place and that Jill is one of them. Unfortunately, another big change we've seen over the 10 years Jill's been with us has been the public's increasing bitterness about election outcomes that gets directed at county staff. And this is happening because there is no formal education that we get in school for how elections work. We don't learn about it in school. You might learn how government works. You might learn about executive and legislative and judicial branches and checks and balances, but how do you actually run the election to put them there? And so election processes are complicated, they're arcane. And it is so easy for confusion about election rules to evolve into suspicion and then anger. But county election staff should not be the target of that anger. We're here today to recognize Jill for 10 years of public service. And it is fitting, it's proper to thank her for the time she's put in, because elections in Lycoming County are stronger because of her. But it is also important to think about what proper recognition and respect ought to look like for the next 10 years. How do we appropriately value Jill and her work going forward, and the work of county election staff all over the state who feel like they're now constantly under attack? I mean, I know other directors in this state who have had dead animals left in their yard. Strangers have come up to their house refusing to identify themselves. Their personal information's getting doxxed on social media. It's all over the place. So that's why I want to say to the public today that Jill and I and the other county election staff in this office around the Commonwealth, we are not your enemies. We turn ourselves inside out every election year to help as many voters as possible to navigate these processes and to exercise their right to vote, while we are also following all the laws, all the court decisions, which I should add are piling up very quickly already in 2022. You know, Jill, she grew up here in Lycoming County, and she has put 10 years of her life into making elections work for everyone. And I'm still here because in Boy Scouts they told us to leave every campsite better than when we found it. And so this is where I still think I can make a difference. And I'm voicing these thoughts today because we have a contentious midterm election cycle coming up. I know there are voters who disagree with the rules for how elections are run in Pennsylvania, and that's fine. No one's ever going to agree completely on how to run elections. But don't take the frustration out on Jill or on other county election staff, because she doesn't make the rules. I don't even make the rules. Voters who have opinions about elections ought to contact the governor or their state legislators who make election laws in Pennsylvania. Elections in Lycoming County, they will continue to be strong, and they will only get stronger if we can keep Jill around for another 10 years. Part of that involves recognizing these milestones of services we're doing today and expressing our appreciation. But it also means treating Jill and county election staff across the state with kindness and respect every day. And we need the public's help for that. So thank you, Jill, for everything you've done for the voters of Lycoming County for the last 10 years. And I do hope you will continue in voter services for a while longer.
You know, I've been a Raiders fan my whole life. So if you ever remember Kenny Stabler, you know, he'd walk off the field and he'd unbuckle that helmet, and I never knew if he threw a touchdown pass or an interception. And that's similar to what's happening in our voters' registration. I never, with all the things that have changed and disgruntled people out there, whenever I walk into your office, you're always smiling. You're calm. The whole staff, you know. And I'm thinking, is this possible? I mean, how can they always be in that same mood and not really show much emotion about the overall process? Because it is difficult right now. And we do have a lot of people that just are upset the way the system's working. But as we all know, we feel very confident, especially with Forrest and the staff, and you, Jill. You're doing the right things, you're doing it by the books, and you keep continuing to do that job, and we'll just do fine. So, and I'm with Forrest. You need to stay here a while.
Commissioner?
You know, I think that Forrest's tribute to you is amazing, because what you exemplify as someone who grew up here is that you're a person trying to do a job. And that's what I think Forrest wants the public to understand. But you don't just do a job, you've done it extraordinarily. And I concur with Commissioner Masser in the 10 years that I've known you there, you've always been helpful. Customer service is at the forefront of what you do and of your whole culture as an employee, I can just tell. Before I was elected commissioner and after. So I want to thank you for 10 years. We need you to stay for 10 more years. In all seriousness, we really do, because the training that you have and the skill set that you've developed, you know, it's not easy to put customer first when customers come in and they're angry. It's easy to put customers first when they come in and they're, you know, very friendly. But when they come in because they're angry or because they don't understand the law, because they don't understand why their petition was rejected or why they didn't do something that they didn't know they weren't supposed to do. So I want to thank you for that. It's a service to our people, Jill, and I think the public recognizes it. I think they do, but we will continue to point it out to them.
I also think of the voters registration as the extension of the courthouse. Most people walk in the courthouse are not happy people. They're unless it's for a marriage license or for an adoption, they're there because they don't want to be there. And they're often disgruntled. And a lot of times people walk in your office, they're disgruntled. Or they pick up the phone, or they fire off an email because they're disgruntled. And you take it with grace, you take it with professionalism, and you respond back appropriately, which is a very difficult thing to do. Everybody has bad days. I'm sure you have bad days, and you love to give it back to them, but that's not your nature. And that's not what Forrest's office is about. It's about professionalism. And at all times, there's professionalism going on over there. To hear Forrest's stats, I knew a lot of those stats before he stated them about how directors have left across the state because of Act 77, and their staff has gone with them. And we know how hard it is to find employees now within our own county in different departments. And I think that we're extremely blessed to have Forrest and staff in our county. That's one department we don't have to worry about because of the leadership. And we're very blessed to have each one of you, and we thank you for your service.
You know, Jill, I don't know if you know it, but behind you are sitting about 15 or 12 little boys and girls. And I can't think of anything more rewarding to honor you today than to have them listening to what it's like when you grow up to do a good job for people. I mean, that I'm really thrilled that they're here today, and I'm thrilled that you're here today and that we're recognizing you because you're a great example to them. So thank you.
Mary Kay, how long have you been?
Long enough.
Well, your day will come too.
The public, these decisions do not come from this office. They come from the state. They come from the federal government. And please be polite to our staff because they're not the ones that are making decisions. They're in the trenches trying to do the best they can do. So we just ask you to take a deep breath before you pick up the phone or you come in. And just hear them out and have the explanation given to you why things are the way they are and the laws are the way they are. And again, we disagree with a lot of them too, so voice it to the appropriate people. Do so very kindly. Okay, Jill, we have a certificate and a pin for you. We'd like you to come up and take a picture with us.
Does she want to say anything?
Yeah, please come up and we'd like you to say anything you'd like to say.
You're on camera, but no.
If you just step up to the podium and.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
I told you to write a speech.
You know, put her on the spot.
We don't want to put you on the spot. We love to hear from you, but I know you're a quiet individual.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I'm just without words. You've all said such nice things. And I just want to thank you for giving me that respect.
You deserve it.
It's a tough job sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I have a great staff. Forrest is the best to work for. We all get along. We've had a couple of squabbles, but that's normal, but I wouldn't work in any other department.
Thank you.
Maybe the other one, yeah, okay.
Sure.
No pressure.
Yours is gonna come, Mary Kay.
I'm just gonna assume by years I get a picture.
We can't have a picture with that one, Winnie.
No, wait.
You have to.
No.
Come on, Mary. Come on, Mary.
I'm new.
Part of the team.
We love honoring people.
Mary Kay's been here.
I don't know how long.
All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Boris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Or,
Yep. Oh, right, yes, yeah. Did you want me to say
Yeah.
something about the,
Please.
yeah, okay. So just one election housekeeping announcement, which I think is relevant to anyone in the public who's already been into voter services to pick up petitions, which is that the state Supreme Court did issue an order yesterday afternoon. It's been reported on in the media. At this point, as best we can determine, they have suspended the circulation of nomination petitions. They have not suspended any other part of the election calendar. This is because they had a hearing scheduled for February 18th to hear the case over the congressional districts. And the circulation of petitions was scheduled to start on the 15th. So you would have people circulating for districts that don't yet exist, which, you know, obviously creates a bit of a problem. So there are no new dates right now. We are waiting for subsequent orders. However, in the meantime, we've had to take all the petitions off the website. We're no longer handing them out to the public. To the extent anyone from the public has already come in to obtain petitions, they should not circulate. I mean, they could not have been circulated until next week anyway, but they should hold off on doing any circulation until we have a revised schedule from the court that would tell us when that would happen, and then if there are any changes going from that, because all these dates interlock on the calendar, so we don't know yet.
Of course, for the youth, could you kind of explain this petitions, how they circulate, what they mean?
Yeah, sure. So when we talk about petitions, anybody that wants to run for a public office, whether it's president or governor, or we don't have dog catchers anymore, but if that was an elected office, you wanted to become dog catcher, you would take a petition door to door. You would find people who are registered to vote where you live, and you would get their signatures. They sign the petition. You file it either with your local county, if it's for dog catcher, or if you're running for president, you might file those petitions down in Harrisburg. And those petitions are what actually put your name on the ballot so somebody can vote for you. Normally, this process plays out over 3 weeks in February, March, somewhere in that time frame. And it's been held up because we don't yet know what all the congressional districts will look like in the state. There's 18 of them. You imagine a piece of pizza, you gotta split it up into 18 pieces, but none of them look the same, and everybody's got different ideas about what they should look like because they like different toppings. So, what is that gonna look like? And until you know what that looks like, nobody can really do anything.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Who are our mystery young people today?
They are from the Williamsport Christian School. Are they 4th and 5th graders? 5th and 6th graders. We want to thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you. Hopefully, get some of that out of our meeting this morning. Understand county government a little bit. We'd be glad to take questions for anyone if the meeting's over. Okay? Thanks for being here.
I think I recognize one of them as my neighbor.
The one that's grinning?
Yeah. He's been down playing with my son.
I recognize one or two.
Trying to see who else.
I'm gonna try to buy that hat.
Okay.
all right, 3.0, accounts payable, cash requirements. Commissioners were seeking ratification of the approval of the cash requirements report, since you previously signed it.
We have a motion.
I'll move to approve the cash requirement in the amount of $1,027,448.22. If that's correct?
Is that changed?
That's correct, and we've been behind. With us being closed Friday, it really threw a wrench into our process and set us back. So the report is upstairs for your signature, and once we get the signed report,
They
then-
signed it.
We reviewed it,
Oh,
and signed
okay.
it.
Then we'll move forward, yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, Randy? Anything else you'd like to add on it?
Nope, this week 81% was county general taxpayer dollars. Almost 12% were passed through grants and other sources of funds, and approximately 7% was resource management services.
So this is something that the commissioners are responsible for. How your mom and dad's taxpayers' money, they pay us taxes. We have to make sure that it's going and being allocated to the right people. And that's just what, $1 million this week. Wouldn't you like to have that?
Yeah, me too.
But you wouldn't want all the bills that go with it, right? This is pages and pages of people that we have to pay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I might,
Yeah.
to our youngsters here. So what we do is, the commissioner makes a motion, or one of us, the chairman asks for a motion. Mr. Metzger here is the chairman, Mr. Massera is the vice chairman, I'm the secretary. The chairman will go through and ask, first the director of administration here will read what the item is, and then the chairman will say, may I have a motion on that? Now, if no motion is made, what do you think happens? Nothing. You're right.
It's referred to as it dies on the floor.
Dies on the floor. But otherwise, if he asks for a motion, one of us makes a motion, another person has to second the motion. That means there are two people that are interested in having this voted on. He then will call for discussion, which Mr. Massera did. He explained to you what the money was. We might ask the director of budget and finance, in fact, when they come up, they ought to introduce themselves. We might ask a question like, why are you spending money on this or that? After the discussion's over, he'll call for the vote. Now, I have to give you a little hint today. There's nothing really controversial on the agenda today. So most of the things you see are probably going to be voted on because they're things that we do in the normal course of business. But every once in a while, it gets exciting around here, and we get some differences of opinion and so forth, which is healthy, right? It's healthy to have good disagreements. We just can't, throw things at each other and so forth, right?
Or you can.
I'm sorry. Mr.
That's a good explanation, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
So at this time, we'll move on to 4.0.
Personal actions.
Jessica C. Graves, she's our HR director, come up and present the personnel action.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see these faces here today. I'm Jessica C. Graves. I'm the Director of Human Resources, and I'm going to be asking the commissioners for approval on some personnel actions, which is movement within positions within the county or new hires that come on board and start their career with us. So that's what my goal is today. We have 4 retro requests for 3 corrections officers and a public defender. They started this past Monday. We have 4 additional corrections officers starting at various days. A work crew foreman, administrative specialist, 3 clerks, and a custodial worker. And then also the 2 reclassifications for the benefit specialist, the HR generalist within my department.
Okay. Do you have a motion to accept these personnel actions?
I'll move to approve the personnel action.
I'll second the motion.
Any questions or further discussion? Okay.
How are things at the prison with the hiring? You've been able to hire more prison guards?
We're doing great. I don't have exact numbers, but approximately 12 have accepted and are in process of starting, and we have 4 additional offers going out this week. So a big jump from when I started a couple weeks ago. We had 20 openings, so we're doing pretty good.
Wonderful.
So we hired you and all those people came on?
Yep, it was all me.
Okay.
No, the event that we had scheduled for this week, although we had to cancel because we didn't get enough RSVPs, we've gotten about 7 people reach out to us and are interested in interviewing. So overall, I still consider the event a success in the sense that we still have these additional applicants, so.
Great.
Great, good work,
All right,
congratulations.
yep, thank you.
All fair side?
Aye.
So carried, thank you.
This time we'll recess the Commissioners' public meeting for the salary board, and we'll convene the salary board at this time.
Chairman, do you want to explain to the students why we do that?
Jess, can you come back up, because we're gonna do that also? Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
So,
And 1 second, do we have the controller on the line?
Anyone?
Anyone from the controllers? Okay.
so the salary board is a function that is separate from the commissioners board in that there are other folks on the salary board that make decisions when we add a position to the workforce or we make a major change to a position for, say, we want to change the pay grade and increase it or decrease it, or modify a position, we would call that a reclassification. And when we do those types of things, we convene the commissioners meeting briefly, and then we go through the salary board, and the commissioners vote to approve those actions. And when we're done, and it's not just the commissioners, it's the members of the salary board, which traditionally includes the controller. And if there are other elected officials, say the courts, the president judge would be one, the sheriff, the register and recorder, prothonotary, coroner, they would also be members of the salary board at that time for that action. And in this case, the actions are for 2 of the positions that we just discussed in the HR office, and the commissioners are going to vote on these actions.
So we always have an attorney, we call him a solicitor. So I'm gonna ask the solicitor, the quorum for a salary board. Okay, if we don't have one of our members here, we can still take a vote, correct?
Yes, Commissioner.
We're having a hard time hearing you, Solicitor.
He said,
Sorry.
No.
Is this better?
Yes.
So, the statute says that the salary board consists of the 3 commissioners together with the department heads as applicable and the controller. So it is essentially a board of 4 or 5, depending on the hiring. And any 3 of that group constitutes a quorum, and the majority of the quorum prevails on any vote.
And David, that's not necessarily just an elected official, that's a department head. So Ms. Seagraves, who's with us today as head of HR, qualifies, right?
I do not think so.
We have the controller in the room right now.
Oh, she just joined us.
Just
Okay.
walked
I
in.
didn't see it on the agenda.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Okay, so our situation.
Do you have any questions, Krista?
No.
Okay.
So just for this, behind you is the controller, and she watches to make sure that the way the commissioners spend the money is permissible under statute or under policy that the county has. So very important watchdog for the people. And one last thing, if you guys don't think of anything when you leave today, remember the word transparency. Who knows what transparency means? Which one of you can tell me what it means? Somebody's brave, put your hand up. Transparency. Come on.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yes, okay, what does it mean?
You can see through something?
You can see through, that's exactly right. That's the best way to ever put it, you know that?
Awesome, yeah.
That's what this is about, transparency. So these things are being voted on in public, with everyone watching, and the controller participating.
So these are two reclassification
Right.
positions within the HR office.
Jess and I talked.
Okay.
I just didn't see it on the agenda that I had in the email.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't come down. I
Okay.
apologize.
No problem, thank you.
And 1 minute, Mr. Chairman, on the positions themselves. The reason we're doing this reclassification is these two folks in your department have done a phenomenal job. The department has been down a person for over
Over
2
2
years.
years.
Over 2 years. So they've been able to save the taxpayers money by basically absorbing the work that used to be done by 5 people being done by 4. They've done a phenomenal job. And then on top of it, with the new HR director who came in, they're assuming new responsibilities as she creates the department in the image that she wants it made. So hats off to them.
She has basically rewritten her job descriptions and given them additional duties which are in accordance with her strengths.
Right.
And at the same time, not having to hire an additional person. And so, any additional questions or discussion? Okay. Hearing none, can I have a motion?
No.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0. Carries, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Krista.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Krista.
Thank you.
We'll adjourn the salary board at this time and reconvene the commissioners' public meeting. Move on to action items.
6.1 and 6.2, my opinion.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The two items I have for you, the first,
That's what
oh, yeah. I'm Maya Tune, I'm the Chief Procurement Officer for the county, and my role is, it's kind of complicated, but essentially, to put it in terms of make it easy to understand, is that for everything that we purchase, whether it's a good or service, that's my job to review it to make sure that it's done within not only the budget, but also within legal compliance, so that when it goes to the controllers, it's all basically good to go, that she can provide an approved payment for.
And how long have you been here, Maya?
18 years. So I started right out of college, and I've loved it so much I've stayed. But I've always had a strong interest in legal background. I actually applied when I came out of school to go to law school. And I found this job, and it was kind of right up my alley of what I liked. I do a lot of contract writing, which I enjoy. I also do grant writing here as well. So I'm the grant person here as well. So what that means is we get money to bring back into the county to help offset some of our costs that's required to run county government. So it's been fun. I enjoy it, which is why I've been here as long as I have.
Mike, would you please pull the mic down in front of you and speak into it? So
Sure.
it's-
Yeah.
I'm watching the,
Oh, okay. Yep.
just to
Is
make
that
sure
better?
that, yes, so that
Okay.
it translates better.
I didn't know if we were allowed to
On the
touch
live
that.
stream.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
thank you. Go ahead.
All right, so the first item I have is vote to approve a business rental preferred rate agreement with PenRec. This is a 2022 budgeted item, and this is an agreement that we do every year. It helps to offset our travel costs. So if we have a distance that's within a realm that provides a cost savings, then employees will use the rental card.
Okay. It's a budgeted item for this year. Anyone else for a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
And then the last item I have for you is to acknowledge the list of contracts that were approved by the Director of Administration for the month of January. And for that, January, we had 12 contracts approved. And I believe all of them were actually renewals.
Okay. Have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on these contracts? All in favor, say aye.
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 So carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Items 6.4 through 6.8, Jason Yorks. Jason,
Yes, sir.
Can you introduce yourself for the students?
What about you?
Well, we got 6.3, Brandy.
We have Brandon Fleming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I missed them.
Okay.
Hold up, Jason.
Good morning again, Commissioners. I'm Brandy Clemens. I'm the Director of Budget and Finance for Lycoming County, and I'm here to present the county's investment policy and guidelines for approval by the Commissioners. And basically what this does is it outlines our procedures for how and when we're gonna invest the county taxpayer dollars. It states that we're gonna follow all legal rules and guidelines on what type of investments we put the money into. We are limited only to fairly safe investments, CDs, and things of that nature, so we don't just go out and throw all the county's money into the stock market and end up losing it. So there are guidelines and rules that we have to follow. The policy also outlines that we will only invest with those type of banks that also follow the state laws and guidelines, and that they, so much of our money, I think it's $250,000 per account when we have our cash in a bank, is insured by the FDIC. Beyond that, because it's governmental funds, the banks need to go out and buy securities that meet the legal guidelines that we're constrained to support and ensure the balance of our money, that we're not just gonna lose the taxpayers' money should a bank close or something like that happen. So this policy, you know, sort of holds our feet to the fire that we are gonna make good investment choices and we're gonna follow the letter of the law.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, got a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And just to our youngsters there, we've read these things before they come here. We've read them multiple times, we've had meetings, we've discussed them, we've debated them. So I don't want you to think that we just take this 10-page document and we say, yes.
So do you, any of you guys and girls have piggy banks? You do? Okay, so.
Who's got the
we have-
biggest one?
Yeah, so we have piggy banks here, all right? And what we're doing here with this contract is that money doesn't just happen, extra money doesn't appear in your piggy bank, right? Everything you earn, you put into it, right? That's mom and dad want to put some more in, right? But here, we have piggy banks that investors take our money and they make more money. And I'll just give you an example. We started this process a couple years ago, and they brought in over $2 million. So your money in your piggy bank can make you money. It doesn't make you money if it's sitting there, all right? And that's what we're doing with the funds that we collect.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, 6.4, go ahead.
No, to the youngsters, if you hear us talking about money a lot, it's because our job, the commissioner's main sole responsibility is the budget for this county and the allocation of money, as Commissioner Massera said earlier. So that's what our job is. Other people run the, district attorney's office, they chase the criminals. Other people do other things. Our job is to make sure that that budget balances every year and that we do it in a way that's responsible.
Okay, thank you. 6.4.
Jason, you're up.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm Jason York, the Director at the Lycoming County Resource Management Services, or better known as the Recycling and Landfill Transfer Station here in Lycoming County.
Jason, 1 second. So, has anybody gone over the mountain and see the big where they take all the trash? That's this gentleman who runs that place. Or if you go up 3rd Street, there's they call it a transfer station up there, or maybe somebody has a pickup truck where they take a lot of trash and they take it up there on 3rd Street. He runs that too. So go ahead, Jason.
And Jason, they can take a tour, right? The teacher is here today, and the landfill is open to tours and the recycling, right? You can, maybe at the end, you can comment on that for them.
Yep, absolutely. We are open to tours.
Yeah. All your recycling goes over there too.
One thing we press upon our tours is that every one of you, when you got up this morning, I'm just guessing, but most of you at least had breakfast, whether it be a bowl of cereal, your parents had coffee or something. But all the containers that the food came in, all the cups, the coffee cups that people throw away, all that material has to go somewhere. And typically in a day's time, from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, every individual is gonna generate roughly around 5 or 6 pounds of waste. From paper towels to paper plates to napkins to straws to wrapping on your gum and everything. So we look at that, and most of the time, you're probably about 60% of that, almost over half of it, actually can be recycled. So we try to keep the recycling out so that we can sell it again and it can be reused, so we're not cutting down more trees than we need to. And as far as the waste, some stuff has to be buried to protect it so nobody else gets sick, because you can't let garbage on the streets. So we try to keep things clean. Now, we do service 6 counties, and other than just Lycoming. So we have a pretty large area that bring us waste and stuff. We are open to tours. Commissioners, the 6.4, this is the annual PA Beautiful event, seeking your approval to allow for free disposal for any organization, private or whatever organization that registers with PA Beautiful to bring waste in. That mostly it's like Boy Scouts, Girl Scout groups, church organizations, people that want to clean up the streets, do group efforts to clean up. They can register online, and then they'll get a number, and then they'll can bring in the waste to us. Department of Environmental Protection has waived their fees. We also have Brady Township, they'll waive their fee for us. So we're asking, every year we ask for your permission to waive the disposal fee. Last year we brought in unfortunately, we only brought in 1.3 tons.
Okay, got a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioners, the next items are all ones that we've discussed in our budget hearings and stuff. These are all 2022 budgeted items. The first in 6.5 is a 2022 Volvo L90 loader. The amount of $242,110.84. It is through CoStar's governmental buying program. So seeking your approval.
Okay, got a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, so over at the landfill, they have really big machines, real large equipment, and you can see this piece of equipment costs almost $250,000. And this equipment that they use is moving tons and tons of garbage, and so they have to have extra big equipment.
Yeah, and that's because of the volume and a number of other things, we got a $185,000 discount
Yep.
on that piece of equipment.
Yeah, originally it was
$428.
$428, absolutely. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioner. Next item, 6.6. This is the purchase of a 2022 Mack chassis, and it costs $146,039 in a motors. And this would be CoStar purchase. It was for 2022 budget. Now this is just the truck chassis. The next item, 6.7, is the body or box, fuel pumps, and grease pumps, and the tank that we're going to install on the truck chassis. But first, 6.6 is just the truck chassis.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Commissioner, 6.7 is, and now this is the fuel tank body that goes on the truck. This is in the amount of $219,691. This also is through CoStar's. Now this will complete the truck package, and we will use this. As you know, we're going to be screening and excavating a ton of dirt out in the back piece in the farm to get that area prepped. We have our fueler and greasers will drive around every morning around 4:35 a.m. and then at noon also to visit all the equipment that's running. They have to fuel it, they have to grease it, do services on it as needed, change air filters and so forth. So this is a truck that goes every morning and every noon. It goes around and services all the equipment, and not just for the landfill. It'll go up to the transfer station and take care of the backhoe and the loader up there. It'll go down to recycling, do the skid steers, so forth.
And it has to do it, Jason, in all sorts of weather, right?
Absolutely. The guys have rain gear. Either way, the equipment needs grease and fuel.
And Jason, all these purchases are out of the revenue of the landfill, right?
Well, you stole my thunder.
Right, we appreciate
He was
that.
gonna say it this week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So in other words, it doesn't come out of the taxpayers' fund, it's the money that these people generate from being in business. You wanna dump trash, it costs you money.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Now, second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Commissioners, lastly, 6.8, this is replacement of a garage door at the recycling center. It costs $18,440. It is the lowest of the three quotes, part of our 2022 maintenance and repair budget that we carry at the recycling center. As you know, those doors are fairly tall and wide. These are insulated doors, and that does add to the significant cost of these doors.
So who has a garage door in their house? Could you imagine your garage door costing $18,000? Ask your mom and dad that tonight. That's a big garage door. So, and, Jason, how big's that building that goes in?
It's 61,000 square feet. It'd be like a couple football fields,
A
basically.
couple football fields on the garage door. That's a big building with some of this equipment.
Can you imagine how many pair of sneakers or shoes you could have?
That's only one of many garage doors.
One of many garage doors, yeah. Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioners, thank you very much for
Thank
the
you,
opportunity.
Jason.
And I guess lastly, I'll just leave with the students. We invite any and all schools, high schools, colleges, elementaries. We have kind of a setup. We know how to take folks to the tour. We invite any and all to the landfill and recycling center and the transfer station. Kind of one of the best ways to say it is the landfill is a big science project. It's more than just placing garbage in a mountain. There is so much that goes on. So I'm proud of the staff that serves the county, and without us, we would be in trouble. It's a public health need for landfill.
And it is,
So-
go ahead.
So think about this. The garbage that we all contribute to the landfill, they bury it. And then it produces energy, methane gas. And this guy's responsible for turning that methane gas into energy, electricity. And we sell that to the grid. So imagine making a lot of money off of garbage and being able to provide electricity to, what, the prison and the landfill.
Or being able to recycle things into different products. Like Commissioner Massar has a business where they sell carpet. There's carpets out there that are recyclable materials.
Yeah.
So you walk on that carpet, it feels all nice and soft. That might have been somebody's coffee cup at one time, or
Water bottle.
water bottle,
bottle.
yeah.
Water bottles.
And it's all for the future. The people who started that landfill were 30, 40 years ago, right? What year did it start, Jason?
1973 is when they really started the planning, but I think 78 was the first. 1978 was really when the first lease got placed.
So when we were young people, they were working, the people who started that, they were commissioners who put it together with the public support and everything.
Commissioners, if I might add, what a lot of our job is today is we are planning for operations for 30 years from now. Things that I'll never myself get to see, that I'll be long gone or retired, that we have to plan for the future. It's not a 1 year or 2 year future, it's a 10, 20, 30 year future that we're planning for.
And it's a good description, it's an education and a science project over there, because I've learned a lot from the different tours I've come over and observed and witnessed, and it is great for you guys to open up to the youth so they can be educated on it. So we want to thank you for that.
You know, it might be helpful for the students when the commissioners and Jason speak of the landfill as a science project. The landfill itself is kind of a living organism because of all of the things that thrive within the environment of the trash. So there are microbes and bacteria and things that work together to make and break down the garbage and make the methane gas. We capture the gas, we capture the other waste byproducts. And so there is mechanical and technology involved. It's a really interesting place. So you guys definitely like it. I saw somebody spark up when recycling got mentioned. That's quite an interesting process. And so definitely if you guys are interested, get your teacher to take you over that.
Yeah, like this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay.
All right, moving on to 7.0, Commissioner comment.
Mr. Chairman, I'm wondering if we could use this commissioner comment to ask our students if they have any questions. We'd love to hear from you, anything at all.
Come up and speak
Come up
at
to
the podium.
Yeah, you could speak at the podium.
Yesterday, we went down to Montoursville High School, and we spoke to one of their government classes. And these were seniors in high school. They're getting ready to go on to the next phase of their life, whether it be the military or college or a trade school. And so they had some really good questions for us. So we enjoyed that. We enjoy having you here today. And because you're our tomorrow, you're the future. And we look forward to seeing what you do with your lives.
With the teacher's permission, can they tell us what grade they're in and?
I don't know about names.
No,
because
no
I've
names,
seen it.
and we won't put them at the podium for
Yeah.
the same reason, but they can ask a question from the audience, but also what grade they're in. I'm sort of curious to get the cross-section.
Go ahead, what grade are you in? 6th grade. Fifth, 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 sixth, fifth, 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 sixth, sixth, fifth.
Wow, awesome. Now, the people behind you, they're reporters. So we have to have reporters here reporting what we do. That's the transparency. And the young lady behind you, she's a sheriff deputy. And she's here to protect us in case one of you students get out of hand, line.
If you get so angry at us that you want to, So any questions? Somebody must have a question. Don't be shy.
I know you do. You have a question? No? Okay.
Okay, that's
We
all
won't
right.
put you on the spot. That's okay.
Thank you.
We're just thankful to have you here, and we hope that you learned something today.
And we'll have a bunch of older people coming in at 2:30 for Government Day.
You know, it's great just to get out of school, right? Do something different.
You gotta push that trip to the landfill.
I'm telling you, you won't regret it.
Yeah.
We have a gentleman over here sitting over against the wall. Technology, you know how much technology is important in this world, computers and the internet and emails. He's the one who runs that for the entire county. So I often refer to our IT department is our central nervous system. Because when you don't have that and it breaks down, it's hard to get anything done. It's hard to get any work done because it's hard to communicate with people. And that's the way we communicate a lot of times now through technology.
And the woman next to him is one of his assistants who
Oh.
works on telephones.
Oh, hi, Leslie.
In the corner, she does telephones.
You're
and
behind the
mail.
barrier. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No.
exclude you.
I thought you did, I couldn't see her.
I couldn't
That's
see her.
fine. Yeah. And then we have a member of the public here today too,
Yeah.
who often comes to our meetings and.
So do we have any other commissioner comments?
Yeah, well, we're called politicians, and we may have a bad name, but you see, we always get along.
It's okay to have different points of view.
In fact, you know what? The people who created the country created it in a way that there would be different points of view that would constantly be sort of colliding with each other like molecules do, with the hope that out of that could come something that's better. So we said yesterday when we spoke to those folks, at the end of the day, our job is to make sure that things get done. Whether it's fixing bridges or doing whatever, we gotta make sure, we can have our disagreements, but if we don't get the garage cleaned, if we don't get the dishwasher emptied, if we don't get the clothes folded, then we're not doing our job. You know what I mean, you've got jobs at home too, right?
Then you gotta answer your wife.
Yeah. You know, you have jobs at home, do you have jobs at home? No?
No chores?
Okay, public comment this time. Come on up, Mr. Miller. Good to see you.
See you all. Scott Miller, 822 Tucker Street. Before I talk about what I came here to talk about, can I mention something to the kids?
Absolutely.
About 14 years ago, I came to the county commissioners as a whole different group of them, and I argued for single stream recycling. The commissioners at that time, they took a year looking over it. I came back the next year and said, we need to bring single stream recycling. I would like to think I had a good part in bringing single stream recycling to Lycoming County. I'm old. We can fill up with trash. It's for y'all that we're doing these things, you know, like what Jason Yorks was talking about. It's for you and when you have kids.
You
And
know,
they all
that's-
know me. I'm a regular complainer.
No, you, listen, what you just said is very
Yeah,
important.
it is.
He's a member of the public. He came and he expressed his opinion repeatedly to the commissioners, single stream recycling, single stream. And that's part of what a democracy is about. You know, you don't always have it work the way you want it to work, but you did contribute to it by coming and by advocating for
You
it.
had a
So,
good idea, you advocated for it, and it happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the things I know is in Lycoming County, the federal government says, Lycoming County, you need to recycle so much tonnage, and they look at how much weight goes into the landfill and how much is recycled. And the federal government sets guidelines, and we were just barely meeting those guidelines, going around picking up the black buckets with the recycling. And since we started the single stream recycling, we blew past those federal guidelines, and we're doing a lot better, I think about double what the federal government says you need to do.
Yep.
You know, I'm sorry Jason isn't here, he could probably tell you how beyond the goals that are set that we are. And back to what I came here for. One of the scariest sentences in the universe. I'm with the government and I'm here to help. Social Security recipients like myself, we got one of the largest increases in the last 40 years, 5.9% increase. For me, that was approximately $94 a month more. But they also increased how much I pay for my health insurance by $22. I know y'all probably aren't doing the math, but 94 minus 22 leaves 77. Because I'm borderline low income, I get food stamps or SNAP benefits. Because I got a $94 increase, they took away $89 of what I would get in food stamps. When you take 22 and 89, that's 111. So out of $94 extra the government gave me because of inflation, they took $111 from me. I don't see that as helping the elderly and disabled people in Lycoming County. And I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because they go around, and like they were talking about this afternoon, they're going to be seeing older people. You know, I realize y'all probably don't pay attention to gas prices and prices at the store, but trust me, your parents do. And everything has gone crazy. One of the things I kind of did the quick math, and Tony just loves it when I do math. I bring him stuff and he loves that. I bring the actual documents so it's not hearsay, it's documentable. For my health insurance to go up to $22 from $148 to $170 is a 15% increase. How come my Social Security check didn't go up 15%? It seems only fair. If the government's going to charge me 15% more, they should have paid me 15% more. And, you know, it's just one of those things that gets me. And the other thing I want to speak about today quickly is the population loss. In the newspaper and on the TV in the news, you have seen about Lycoming County. The population keeps going down and down and down. That means there's less taxpayers to pay for government and support the economy. And some of the things I look at, though, is how many people in Lycoming County, you know, they talk about raising the minimum wage. they raise it to $15 an hour, what percentage of the new hires, starting out from school jobs in Lycoming County, pay $15 an hour to start and then move up? A few months ago, I mentioned about a police officer in Montgomery, $18 an hour. A couple months ago, Williamsport Area School District looking for teachers, $12 an hour. I have an autistic daughter. Her therapist made more working at Walmart than she did with a master's degree in psychology. Something is wrong. Last weekend, I was down in Virginia. I was talking to the manager at the Popeyes Fried Chicken. The manager told me we can't get people paying starting $15 to $20 an hour. Now, I've also talked to people at restaurants up here. Oh, God, $9 an hour? There's the problem. Why would I stay here? I'm retired. I moved here because there was no economy here. You can see on the local TV channels, over Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton, etc., $20, $30 an hour. Why would I stay here for $9 an hour? And I don't know how to change it, but somehow if we want more people to come here, we have to pay people enough to live here. And I guess it was about a year ago, the Sun Gazette said the actual living wage for a person, an adult in Lycoming County, would be about 12 something an hour to live, and have everything that they need to. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that because
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, $9 an hour.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Nice seeing all of y'all. Be involved and don't be afraid to gripe.
So during our agenda that we have in our meetings, there's a time for public comment. Has anyone in the public that would like to come and speak to the commissioners about any subject? And Mr. Miller was one that just spoke. Now we have some online, because we put our meetings out online, so if a person can't make it into the meeting or chooses not to make the meeting in person, they can watch it online. So what comments do we have online or questions?
So we are live streamed on YouTube, and these are the comments. Thomas Adams: it's not up to the courts to determine our election law, it's up to the people. Our election laws were hijacked by a twisted scheme to ignore our constitutions, state and federal. I met Forrest and respectfully disagree. The election process is in the hands of the people, not a few elites sitting in the judiciary. It is time to stand against the takeover of honest and open elections, which we had until Act 77. As a county, we must be an example to the rest of our state and to the country to stand for righteous laws and against oligarchy. I thank all of you for the work you do, but when we capitulate to crooked twisting of law and order, we are not protecting the people or our constitutions. I believe your oaths to office are your protection from tyrannical, unfettered courts and other elected officials who have total disregard and disdain from our form of government, either through ignorance or design. They must be stood against and called out for their unlawful deeds. Stand up for what our founders and forefathers bled, suffered, and died for, and not hide behind the curtain of excuses. Another point, I think, UPMC and Geisinger health systems must be investigated for malpractice concerning COVID treatment and the instance for people to be vaccinated, which goes against the Nuremberg Code, state and federal laws, and disgraces our First Amendment rights and all freedoms of conscience laws. Thank you very much for your efforts and willingness to listen. I do pray for all of you and hope we can make things better for everyone, not a selected few. I speak out and I speak up because I am a Christian and must stand for the truth, justice and righteousness, to honor Christ because of his sacrifice for me. Thank you. Thomas Adams, please.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, we'll be adjourned. We've completed our agenda, so we'll meet back here next Thursday, February 17th at 10 a.m. And again, thank you kids for being here and teachers for bringing them.
Do these kids collect Little League pins? If you give us a couple of minutes, we have some upstairs and we'll bring them down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Yeah. In fact, I think I have 2 different years worth.
Okay, thank you.
So which school?
Williamsport Christian School. Adjourned.